Crossing snowfields quite frequently now. Some of them are more firm than others. Some of them are a little punchy, so I just have to use caution for that. This is quite snowed in because it is early season, but it is a very low snowpack this year, so quite a bit has melted off already. I am quickly approaching Morgan Pass, which is one of the easiest passes in the Sierra Nevada. It stands at about 10,800 and some odd feet. And it's pretty easy. I've done it before. It's actually the first pass I ever climbed in the Sierra. So it's kind of nice to be back, but I have never actually dropped down on the other side. So this will be a real treat for me. The combination of the high altitude and all the snow, the sun glaring down and bouncing back up from the snow. It's actually feeling very hot right now. Very, very hot. But if I wasn't on the snow, it would be nice and comfortable. So when the breeze kicks up, that is quite welcome. Like this would be a more direct route, But I don't like all these rocks because when the snow is around these rocks, it gets very punchy. And because there are so many rocks here, I think that there are some hidden still under the snow. And if I were to punch through and land strangely on one of those rocks, injury could ensue. So instead, I'm gonna come up around this way, and I think like right in here is where the trail is anyway. So I'm gonna try to catch that, and I think it'll be a little bit safer. So I've cleared the pass. That side of the pass is like a northerly aspect. It's kind of like northwesterly, but that's why it's holding snow. This side of the pass has very little snow, or not enough to obstruct the trail. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone for a couple of hours, I think. So just enjoying the hike. This is the kind of hiking I really like, where it's a little bit more technical. You have to work for it a little bit more. Not just like easy trail like that. Not technical trail. I like it to be a little tough. Well, camp is all set up. I want to talk a little bit about my campsite selection because it is less than ideal, but there is a very specific reason why I selected this site. So let me first address what's not ideal about this site. It is very exposed. It's not windy at this exact moment, but some significant wind has been coming and going. I have no tree cover. I'm right next to a body of water, and so chances are this campsite will probably get pretty cold overnight, and I may wake up with some condensation on my tent. I did find a campsite that was much more ideal and met all the criteria that I look for when selecting a site. However, there was a major problem in that it was not only an established site, a well-used site, but really well used. And I think probably for a long time. And I'll talk about that in a second. But there were so many ants. And when I first got there, I noticed it. And then there were just more and more and more showing up. And I was like, well, I could probably still make this work. They're not biting me. And then they started biting me. And I would have like 20 ants on my foot at a time. They were crawling up my legs and they were just biting me. Like, in fact, my toes still hurt from where they were biting me. And I was like, I cannot stay here. So I walked along the edge of this lake for a while and was just looking for better options, and I found some other established campsites, and again it was the same issue there. So I ended up with this site, which is less than ideal, but I just could not handle the pain from, this is gonna sound dramatic, but I was like, I think I could potentially go into anaphylactic shock from all of these bug bites. Like, It was insane. So I think that that campsite, or those campsites that I looked at before, have probably been in heavy use ever since the mining operation of Mount Morgan. So Mount Morgan has a tungsten mine, and the road actually out, the trail out Little Lakes Valley up Morgan Pass was initially a mining road, and it's a bit more evident on this side of Morgan Pass that that's what the trail is. Little Lakes Valley is so pristine and beautiful you wouldn't even imagine. But unfortunately, on this side of Morgan Pass, it's a little bit different. Around this lake, there is significant debris, just rusted cans, rusted pipes. Looks like some railway tracks over there. I thought about going for a swim earlier. There was a bunch of like rusted up boxes and signs and stuff in this lake. And I was like, I'm not trying to have to go get a tetanus shot right now, so let me just stay out of the water. It's kind of a shame that they can manage to create a mine shaft so deep in Mount Morgan that you could put the Empire State Building inside of it. But yet they can't manage to take out all this leftover rusted up trash. It's really, really a shame. But yeah, I think those campsites have been in heavy rotation for quite some time. And so the ants, they know what's good. They know what's easy. And when I showed up, they're like, field day. Anyway, I think I'm going to have dinner early tonight. It's only about 4:42, and that is early for me, but I actually have a really hard time eating when it's cold outside. So I think I'll try to get it done. Yeah. I'm probably going to cut this part out.